I think that's a good style.
I can't breathe!
That is so funny! That's funny.
What is green, four-legged, and is found in a tree?
What did the grape say when I stepped on it?
Why did the chicken cross the road?
What did the ocean say to the shore?
What happens when two drums and a cymbal fall off a cliff?
A pool table, because you wouldn't expect it to be in a tree.
A what?
A pool table.
Nothing. It just let out a little whine.
To get to the other side.
Nothing. It just waved.
And in the words of that immortal bard, Samuel J. Snodgrass, as he was about to be led to the guillotine, make 'em laugh, don't you know everyone wants to laugh.
How many times a day do you laugh?
Probably about 173.
Probably 3 or 4. I don't even know if I could count how many times in a day.
I'd like to say countless times.
You know, I haven't counted recently.
20 times, 30 times a day.
I'm going to approximate 1,002.
I try to laugh as much as possible because laughing is kind of makes everyone happy.
Depends on who I'm with, though.
I laugh at everything. Everything is funny to me. I don't know why.
My oldest son is really funny.
Sometimes spontaneous things.
Jokes, students.
My teachers make me laugh. My parents make me laugh. Inanimate objects make me laugh.
Sometimes little slapstick.
My kids make me laugh. My students make me laugh. Things that are funny, ironic.
I make myself laugh mostly. Like, I'll...
Good English teacher joke.
Nationalism.
Just the things I do are just funny.
I don't think anyone says anything about my laugh.
That it's infectious.
People don't like my laugh. Sometimes people just be like, you sound like a dying cow.
Once they hear me start laughing, they want to start laughing.
I feel like one person said, you have a cute laugh. Like, no one has ever told me that. But I have a laugh that's like my mom's laugh, and my mom's laugh is like her mom's laugh, so it's more of a generational thing or genetic thing that I really have no control over.
I once heard that it was hearty. It was a hearty laugh.
Okay. Teach. Alright, look. Here's the deal. I've got a hangover. Who knows what that means?
Doesn't that mean you're drunk?
No. It means I was drunk yesterday.
It means you're an alcoholic.
Wrong.
You wouldn't come to work hungover unless you're an alcoholic. Dude, you got a disease.
What's your name?
Freddie Jones.
Freddie Jones. Shut up.
Get to work.
That's
wrong. This is a total mess.
What's a mess? This book?
Everything.
Or my binder?
Get to work.
My binder?
We've got some funny teachers this back. Why do you think that students think you're funny, and how does that make you feel?
They don't.
I don't know how it makes me feel, to be honest with you, that people think I'm funny.
Oh, if they think I'm funny, it's because I guess I speak my mind.
Some days I just have some snide comment to make about almost everything.
I don't know why they think I'm funny. I think honestly it's just weird, quirky things that happen in class.
I try to bring things down to their level occasionally, which is unexpected sometimes, and maybe the sarcasm.
And I think that works for the smart kids.
I'm not always trying to be funny, but I guess I say some goofy things or do some goofy things.
It doesn't work so well for the ones who aren't so smart, sadly, but I think that's the way a lot of it works.
Oh, I love to use humor in class.
Usually half the time it's me making fun of myself and bad things happening to me. And you know, it just breaks up the monotony, so I don't care. I actually think it's good for the class environment.
I find that using humor allows me to make a connection with my students.
I'm not aware that I'm actually using humor. It's just happening. Like I guess I may say something silly, or I may say something that I don't realize is silly, and then they find the humor in it.
Most students think teachers have no lives, that they just shut off when the 2:45 bell rings, and they're like automatons that wake up the next day and say, hey, here's history.
You know, I'm a person too, and you know, we're all just people. So if we can lighten the mood or make a connection, that's what I like to do.
But we're not robots. We're actually humans with emotions, and the daily tribulations of life and all that affects you. So if you can just show some laughter and show a moment of brevity and a moment of humor, kids are like, oh wow, you know, he is human.
You can break up a lesson using some laughter, or bring something into the lesson that is relevant to the topic that's funny, and maybe that will make a student remember.
Makes a lot of people laugh in my class because number one, I cannot reach the top of the chalkboard, and so when I have to write on the chalkboard, I stand on my tippy toes. So that makes people laugh. So that's humorous, and I make a joke. Oh, I wish I would grow.
Sorry. It's on.
Sometimes students are slap happy, and that really starts to be a distraction and lose focus.
When I don't know what they're laughing at, it drives me crazy.
Well, I know sometimes for me personally, if I'm thinking about something that's really funny and I start to laugh, I get really distracted and I'm trying to not laugh.
When I'm teaching and there's nothing funny about what I'm teaching, and there's giggles in the back of the room, or those stares to one another with the big smile, I go a little crazy.
But I'm also trying to learn about math at the same time. So the simultaneous reaction between the two just does not work out very well for me.
It takes some reining in, and it takes some practice as a teacher to know what's acceptable, what's unacceptable. But as long as it's all good-natured and people understand it's nothing personal.
Sometimes students say funny things about other teachers or funny things about other students that are hurtful to other students or teachers, and my initial reaction is it's humorous. Anytime in class, when I think of something funny that previously happened or something funny that the teacher just said, I always want to laugh. Oh, I will have to completely turn my body around, face the board or the wall, and hide my laugh.
When you can't rein it in. However, that doesn't often happen. Usually you just say, okay, that's enough, and you move on.
Have you or your children ever been bullied? 62% of you in our admittedly unscientific web poll said yes. 38% said no.
It's awful when people laugh at me, and I have to keep that in mind when I'm making jokes.
When you don't like the person in the first place, when you're not friends with someone and you're saying something mean about them, that's bullying.
I don't like laughter at someone else's expense at all. I feel really bad. I worry about other people feeling bad, and I don't like when people laugh at me.
People are like near you and laughing, you think that they're laughing at you, and it's not a good feeling because you wonder, is there something in my skirt? Is something in my hair? Do I look weird? Am I talking to myself without knowing it? Probably.
For example, one kid took another kid's baseball pants and the other kid had no pants to wear. Or they throw each other's cleats in the urinals. I guess that's okay as long as it's reciprocated.
If you feel equal to the other person, if you don't feel superior to the other person.
But if it's continual, then it definitely becomes bullying.
And the minute I agree, just you said, but also I would add, the minute anyone feels uncomfortable.
Laughing could also become a problem. Maybe you may find something funny, but if you're laughing at something that you may find funny, but it may hurt somebody else's feelings. Like I find racial jokes to be, right on that edge.
And I know in my classroom specifically with humor, the humor is usually directed at me, or the humor is that the students are laughing at me or my imperfections or something that I've done.
There's probably a victim being made fun of.
When you feel superior to the other individual, then it has the potential to be bullying.
What I find funny may not be funny to somebody else.
That's not good.
People say my laugh is obnoxious.
Once it becomes one person is the target instead of the whole group, then I think it might be crossing over to
Usually, these days with humor, it's at the expense of someone else.
They may take it personally, may take it at heart. We don't all have the same perception on what is funny. So you can't laugh at somebody else's expense, and you have to be sensitive of other people's feelings,
So what kind of doctor removes shoes from...
Depending on the depth, that's either a proctologist or a general surgeon. Oh.
Sarcasm. I think it's pointing out the obvious to a person that is too stupid to see the difference.
I think sarcasm is great.
I love sarcasm. I'd be lost without it.
There's a time and place for sarcasm, and when used appropriately and when used in a timely fashion, I think it has its place.
Oh.
And I do use sarcasm in the classroom.
Love it. Love it. Yes, I'm known to be sarcastic on occasion.
I think sarcasm is one of the greatest things.
Oh, totally agree.
I think sarcasm is very disrespectful.
I don't like sarcasm.
You don't like it?
I don't like it.
And especially when you're talking to stupid people, because then you give them a sarcastic answer and they think you're serious because they're so stupid.
But this year in particular, I've tried to become more aware about when I do use sarcasm in the classroom.
I know it doesn't play well in some circles, and school is supposed to be one of those places where you're not to be sarcastic.
People say that sarcasm is a bad thing and it's mean, but you know what? I think if you don't have a sense of humor, you can't survive in this world, so get out.
People feel bad. It's better to be nice.
Just her sarcasm. Her sarcasm to everything that I do, see.
I'm not sarcastic.
I don't know, there's a lot to be gained from sarcasm.
She is sarcastic. Don't let her say she's not sarcastic. But...
Oh, did you get your hair cut? No. I didn't. It just all fell out.
I'm good for a laugh. I guess it's not funny. Life is fun.
You make me happy, whether you know it or not. We should be happy. That's what I said from the start.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Olive.
Olive who?
I love you.
That's really all that matters, and I think there's like a deeper connection, there's a deeper love when you can laugh with each other.
And relationship-wise, if they're not funny, I don't think I'd be with them.
Absolutely. At the end of the day, whatever the day may bring, whether it's good or bad, if I can laugh with my husband, if I can laugh with my daughter, my family, it just brings us all together.
Humor just kind of takes people's guards down a little bit, I suppose.
No, he makes me laugh. He has an awkward sense of humor, which I think is really cute.
some of the special times are when you can just laugh together, laugh at one another.
Laugh at something that you say or whatnot. I think it's much easier to get along with, and jokes usually lead to other parts of conversations.
Correct.
So
I agree with them. And it takes more muscles to smile.
It's important to have a sense of humor, just so you know that people aren't like taking everything really seriously in life.
A sense of humor is somewhat important.
I think a sense of humor really does add to personality because it shows that you have depth.
How does Miss Garone make you laugh?
She has her one-liners, her zingers, and I think she just has that very humorous, laid-back attitude to a lot of things that kind of just add a moment of brevity in our daily interactions.
It's like you can kind of step out of your own life, see what's going on, and realize how funny it is, and realize that we're all just idiots and we're all really hilarious.
Some people don't appreciate humor, think it's always sarcastic, think it's always biting, but those aren't the people I hang around with.
I agree. I would agree. I think every once in a while, sometimes a roll of the eyes. Sometimes when Mr. sees that, I'm like, yeah, I'm thinking the same thing.
You know, but hey, laughter is a great thing.
Oh, wow, wow. I'd say when concerning any type of relationship, friendship, companionship,
domestic partnership.
Laughing brings people together. Any of those things, you need to have humor, or you wouldn't like me, first of all.
Say that drama for your mom.
Or your mom.
It's not really known at all what happens when you are laughing and what happens when you're in a good mood to your vascular health. So I think that this study was important in trying to answer that question.
So maybe you don't have to be a stand-up comic, but the researchers now say that 15 minutes of laughter a day goes a long way towards good health.
What?
Science.
I teach English.
Laughing, you activate 15 different muscles in the face when you laugh. You activate this muscle above your upper lip. The physical part of laughing, also your epiglottis. You know, now can you see that's right? You see your epiglottis, so that's that little flap in your throat that covers your trachea. So when you swallow food doesn't go down into your lungs. So laughing gets your trachea moving up and down, and then, you know, air's going back and forth and you start gasping, and sometimes your tear ducts are activated, and, you know, it's a whole psychological event that involves many systems in your body. It's also believed that laughing increases your immune system functioning. So perhaps laughing makes us healthier.
Don't be sad, be glad, be happy.
The way the teacher says it, usually, and like I'll be the only one laughing. Well, I'm the only one to laugh at a lot of things. Like in English class, Mrs. Tremlin will make some like really outdated reference to like, I don't know, the 70s. And I'll be like, oh, that's so funny. And it's just like cricketing in the background. So.
Mr. Seagrue made me laugh in the copy room when I was toasting my little, whatever those little frisbees are called. He had a, you know, he was recounting a bit of a movie that he watched last night.
There are a lot of funny things that come up in class or during drama, but unfortunately sometimes you laugh at them in the moment and then you remember them for a little while and then they're gone.
I wish I could be funnier because I think it's one of the most likable things about people. It makes them approachable, it makes them memorable, so sure, I think it's a great quality, one that I wish I had.
I'm upset, I enjoy laughing.
I don't know. I guess usually what makes me happy when I'm upset is listening to opera.
If you can't laugh at yourself, I mean, then you have no right to laugh at anyone else.
Sarcasm is indicative of someone who's extremely insecure
And one must advise that person who is so sarcastic to seek therapy.
Like we did this one play once, it was about the Holocaust, and there was like an awkward line in it about something that was just like kids would laugh at these days. And they all started laughing. We're all like, oh my god, this is the most serious play. How could you laugh?
If I make a mistake or something, maybe I get embarrassed, I laugh, giggle, whatever. But I think that's important because if you're always uptight and if you're always so rigid and you can't really control, or you like need control, then it's kind of hard.
You must be an evil person. But it's just because you just don't know what to do because it's so serious and you feel really awkward. So you just have to get that energy out.
Why do sharks swim in salt water? Why? Because if it was pepper water, they'd sneeze.
While I was in church, after communion praying.
There was one time I was in church with my friend Thomas.
My uncles are priests, so we go to church quite often, but the priests at my church are kind of funny.
And I don't know what happened. There was a baby laughing or crying.
And singing the after communion song, very deep in prayer. Suddenly, this extremely well-behaved child, seriously.
And it's like as Jesus is coming down.
They have weird accents, and half the time I don't know what the hell they're saying. So
sitting in front of me, out of the clear blue, he must have been 3 years old, slapped his 5-year-old brother in the face.
Me and my brothers, who are known to chuckle very loudly, decide to start making comments about the people in the congregation, making comments about the man on the altar. So yeah, that's probably when we shouldn't laugh, but a lot of times it's irresistible.
I'm just standing there next to him going
and I laughed in church for the first time in a long time since I've been with my sister.
Yeah, church is no laughing matter.
It's not.
I was trying to get him to shut up, so I elbowed him, and I elbowed him too hard, and I elbowed him into his father.
On my pictures from one of my son's crew races, I had to take a picture of a guy standing with his dog on a leash on the beach, right next to the sign that says no dogs allowed on the beach. I find that kind of incongruity fun.
I don't know, usually I'd get upset about stupid things, then I realize that I'm being an idiot, and then I just stop.
Can I say hell?
It's fine.
Oh, I did.
That's
sorry,
fine.
Miss Vicky.
So we're gonna have 12 different fundraisers this year for the booster club, for football boosters, because we are going to camp, guys. Sharp, we're going. Okay, so we're going to Summit. Yeah, we're going to Chili's. Yeah, we're gonna go here.
You did not go to Chili's.
I gotta go to the weight room. I gotta go to spin class. I gotta go here. I gotta go there. I don't have time. Why does everything have so much time? And I'm not always that funny. I've got a lot of stuff to do.
When do I sound like Mickey Mouse? First of all, that is your voice impression really needs to work.
Can you do it again?
Oh, time to go to the prom.
Actually, I didn't dance at prom.
Yeah, he didn't dance at prom. I was disappointed.
She was disappointed that I didn't dance.
In the fall especially. He's got them very regimented, so they are very well trained. However, if you hit them just at the right moment, it's like grew,
yeah,
he's like
grew.
this, and then you have all the minions. So that's them, and they all follow him. What do you want us to do? What do you want us to do?
It's a beautiful thing, isn't it? I mean, come on. Who wouldn't want to be
What's
the
the
villain?
music? What is the music thing?
It's Despicable Me. Can do an impression of her is like, I don't know, like if I had access to the Coca-Cola plan, I totally tapped all the Diet Coke, and then she went on a prowl, then I could do an impression of her. 'Cause she'd be crawling on the ground, begging for Diet Coke to come out of some sky cloud.
Given enough Diet Coke, I can